In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys exactly how I squeeze the most amount of premium and income from every single options contract that I sell when running the wheel strategy. And if you drop a comment down below, you're going to get my full rolling ebook, one of the most important skills to understand as an option seller. Just drop a comment, it's yours, no strings attached whatsoever. And while you're down there, I would really appreciate you hitting that like button and that subscribe button. It really helps this channel grow. And guys, of course, I hope you're having an absolutely God blessed day. And always remember, I'm not a financial advisor, right? Just make sure you do your own research on any stocks and stuff that I talk about, okay? It's very important to educate yourself, especially in the investing sphere. But today, I'm going to be showing you guys what I personally like to do when I'm running the wheel strategy and selling options, whether it's cash secured puts or covered calls, to really set myself up to capture as much premium as humanly possible and being able to get it in and out of trades as quickly as possible, but not as a degenerate day trader. So with that said, okay, first we need stocks. So one of my favorites just in the past, well, for a very long time, but recently has been Altria, okay? Now, what we are on is just Yahoo Finance. You use your favorite charting tool of choice. Does not matter to me. But you'll see I do have a couple indicators here layered on, okay? Now, I do firstly, when you come in here, you just go to your indicators. I have my 200-day moving average, right? I have my 300-day moving average. I have my Bollinger Bands, and this is very important, at least the way I like to do it. Make sure you set that period to 30 because that middle line will then show us our 30-day moving average, which is, worth looking at. And then also I have my RSI, which is this bottom number right here that tells us how oversold or overbought a position is or a stock is, and then I have my 50-day moving average as well, which I like to look at, and that's this line right here. And I'm colorblind, so don't ask me to name any of these colors. But with that said, we could see here, right? Our 300-day moving average is 58.70, right? Our 50-day moving average is 58, right? Bottom of the Bollinger Band, 55. Now look at this chart. I mean, this is insanity, right? First of all, with Altria to do this in the span of 7 days. I mean, a lot can happen in 7 days. We know it, right? But with that said, right, one of the plays that I did on this recently was I sold a cash secured put actually once we were dropping down towards the start of the month because what I like to do to squeeze out the most premium is I will sell puts when we get to the bottom Bollinger Band. And the reason I do that is because historically, when we look at it, let's say over a 6-month chart, we usually bounce off it, right? Now, it's not always accurate, right? Obviously, nobody will tell you what the stock is going to do. But with that said, we could see it kind of hits the top, retracts, hits the bottom, goes back towards the middle, plays around, comes back down, massive drop, right? Kind of plays around in here in the middle, right? Saw a drop down. And for me, when I looked at Altria here, I love the Ark Options way is to do this on dividend paying stocks. You already know, because then I'm doing covered calls. I'm collecting my dividend checks as well. I love that. So when I saw this massive drop, right at that point, I did actually do some positions here as well. But I then ended up jumping in again here towards the beginning of January. And the reason for that being is because I believe that being below all of the moving averages, so far below it at 50, like when it dropped down to like this 57 level, I was like, this is irresistible to me at this point. And how do I set myself up for success here? Well, typically, usually, not a guarantee, obviously nothing is, but when we are at the bottom Bollinger Band, I'm anticipating that it's going to bounce off of it or drop below it and then recover it, but it shouldn't stay there for an extended period of time, right? So with that said, right here when it dropped to 57, right, it dropped all the way down to 54. I'm having a moderate heart attack, right? Because I'm like, why? I was like, I'm just going to keep diving into this thing. And what do you know? Just absolutely in the past 7 days has went stratospheric, right? So what happened, right? I have a position open for about a week, right? And then it shoots back up. And what do? Well, I close that position out immediately, right? Why do I close it out immediately now? Well, number one, right? I've already pretty much captured about 70 to 80% of, maybe not 80, but 70% of my premium captured, and I shoot up here. Now, what happens when we're at the top of this Bollinger Band? Well, usually when we're at the top of this Bollinger Band, we usually see a retraction, right? Usually, right? Now, it doesn't mean I can't shoot back up to the levels that it was at towards that 64 for sure, but I don't think it's going to be just a rocket ship right back out there blast off, right? So for me, it makes sense to close this position out instead instead of waiting for it to, like, let's say drop back down to 58, and then I'm still having to hold this 30-day contract all the way to expiration. You see what I'm saying, right? This is a more capital efficient way to run your wheel strategy, not necessarily letting everything go to expiration. Now, taking a quick look here, and because I know a lot of people in our community, we have a lot of older people, which is fantastic. That's the point of this community, is because most people that are older, right, you have money and you're either retired or pre-retirees, or you have a good job, you're a busy professional, right? We have a lot of those people in our OSS, and a lot of them, you know, they're not as active as some of our other members that are almost trade every single day, and that's okay. Letting everything go to expiration is not a bad thing. Just understand it's not as capital efficient, okay? But that's what's cool about this strategy, is that it could be as detailed as you want or as passive as you want. It really, you can fit this into your lifestyle however you want. But for example, if I sell a put here, and just go on Altria here, and I'll just go 29 days out here, and let's say I look at like the 60s. Let's do a 65. What's our delta even at here? My God, this delta lies. Delta doesn't. I mean, it just doesn't make. Just no. It's a huge bid-ask spread. Let's just call it 75. We'll go to our premium calculator. Let me delete some of this stuff that I was playing around with. Let me zoom in for you guys. And of course, you can get all my premium calculators, my 2 premium calculators, both my covered call, cash secured put, as well as my full trade log template, completely for free. Attend the Ark Options Strategy workshop. It will be the first link down below in the description of today's video. But I'm collecting here about $75 of premium, right? I'm collecting $75 of premium. I am locking up $6,000, right? So right here, and a lot of people will do this kind of dumb stuff, right? So like, and again, it's if it makes sense for you, it's not dumb, right? But for me, right, and this is where you get burned when you run the wheel strategy, and now you literally can toast yourself, right? So for example, like a lot of people, this will run up, right? They'll be like, oh, I want to get in on it. I'm going to do like a weekly or a monthly at 60, close to the money. Next thing you know, it bounces off this top Bollinger Band, retracts back down to 58. Next thing you know, it's playing around in this 57 to 58 level, and what? Right, like now you're stuck holding a stock at 60, right? That's now trading at 58, barely scraping by about 1.5% a month on weekly or on your weeklies or on your monthly. Most likely on your monthlies, you won't even be able to do your weeklies with Altria at that point, right? And this is why it's important. Now, if you just let everything go to expiration, like in this regard, there's nothing wrong with it. The only issue, if it's like a setup like this, where let's say you had a cash secured put at like 55, right? Let's say you still have, like, at this point today, you still have 20 days, right? A little bit more, right? 23 days till expiration, right? Think about it. You can capture basically like 70% of your premium today, free up your capital, jump into another opportunity. You see what I'm saying? But again, if the numbers make sense for you when you do your calculators and your trade logs and whatever your specific goals are, right? Does it really matter? You can let everything go to expiration. I worry about with cash secured puts, I like to always close them out because weird things can sometimes happen, right? Where news comes out an hour, 30 minutes after close, and then you end up getting assigned on Monday, right away, and then Monday morning you're stuck holding a stock. So for my CSPs, I like to usually really close those out early because I don't want to, it's called pin risk, and I don't want to risk getting assigned a stock on some bad news that drops, because there's still an hour, basically you have to, after close, for you to get exercised, and we all know a lot can happen in an hour, right? Or news on a stock. So cash secured puts, usually I do like to close those out a few days or the day before, or even the day of my contract. Even if I have to just give it back $1, right, or $2, it's not worth the risk, in my personal opinion, right? And then also, obviously, with my covered calls, I usually don't. My covered calls, I usually most of the time just let them go to expiration, and here's why, right? For example, let's say this, okay? Let's look at Fiverr here. Let's say you had like a 22 covered call, right? Like it was at 21 right here. Let's say, and then you're like, you know what? I'm not waiting for it to get to the top of this Bollinger Band. I'm just going to do my 22 covered call, right? Fairly close to the money, trading at 21.80, 30 days to expiration. Okay, perfect. You timed it amazingly well, right? It drops down. It's been dropping ever since and just absolutely tanks. Now, obviously, you still have time on your expiration. Maybe not. I think you guys get the example. example I'm trying to make. But let's say you have still 23 days on your contract here for your covered call. Well, now that Fiverr is trading at $17, right? Your 22 call is basically worthless, right? You could probably close it out for $1 at this point, right? Because the chances of it getting back to $22 and getting your shares called away are basically slim to none at this point, right? But is it the wise move? For me, no, right? Because unless it really is like an actual dollar, but even if it's at like 80% premium captured, there's no point in me closing out my call. Why? Because what am I exactly going to do with my shares, right? With my cash secured puts, I'm getting my collateral back, right? I'm getting cash secured put interest while I'm waiting to buy shares, and I'm collecting that premium. With the covered call, I don't really get anything unless the stock gets me a dividend, right? And like I just want to close it out early for whatever purposes. Maybe there's the X dividend date is coming up, and I'm trying to close it out before that just to make sure I still hold the shares so I can collect that dividend. Sure, there's a little bit more thought there, but for the most part, you're not going to be able to do, like, if I close out a 22 call right now on Fiverr, right, and I'm trying to do 22 calls because I'm assigned at 21, like, there's no shot I'm getting 22 calls at this point. It's just not going to happen, right, unless I go out really, really far, and even then, I'm barely going to be scratching any sort of return on collateral, right? And so this is why it's important to look at the technicals, because, if you're selling your puts and your calls at the, your puts at the tops and your calls at the bottoms, right, you're really setting yourself up for failure, in my personal opinion. And again, like I said, with my calls, I usually let them ride all the way to expiration. I'm in the business of making a profit with this. I treat my option selling portfolio like I'm running a business and a company where I lock in gains. Obviously, that triggers a taxable event. It is what it is. Welcome to the world. And even if you start a business, whatever, you're getting taxed to infinity and beyond. But with that said, in those situations like this, I'll just let them ride all the way to expiration. And if it does recover or gets to the point where it sells, it's not a big deal for me. Guys, if you want all of my premium calculators here, my covered call one, as well as my cash secured put ones, I use these one literally every single day, as well as my full trade log template here, completely free of charge, and a 90-minute training on how to take your wheel strategy to the next level. Click that first link down below in the description of today's video, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.